Hi, look, I did my hair, all for you. You can see how well I did it. How is everyone? What a week. What a weekend. Um, what's news? Oh, yes, I got the chat box working, finally. So tonight I wasn't sure what I was going to do, but I recently had this idea. Excuse me. Oh, you're in isolation. Jail. Um, so I've been feeling a bit overwhelmed, let's say, lately. And as I do in these times, sorry, I don't know what happened there. As I do in these times, I get very introspective and have ideas. So I had this idea of, it's essentially, in my mind, it's like a kid's book, an illustrated kid's book for adults. And it's nothing new really. It's about a guy who his mental health is represented by these animal characters that are around him. And one of them that I thought of was this sort of lizard, like a gecko or something, that kind of represents boredom in a sense, because it's something that I struggle with. And so I had this idea that I want a sort of portrait of this guy who, it's basically me, so I'm going to use me as a reference. And I'm going to have the lizard sitting on his head. The idea is that he's sort of bored probably isn't the right word, losing interest in things. And the lizard is a representation of that. I know that's pretty weird, but I think just the idea of this lizard, I don't know, they sit quite still. They don't move a lot unless they're being chased or whatever, so it just kind of felt right. But there's my reference of me. But I might actually, I'll do a split screen with the reference stuff. Anyway, I honestly didn't plan this very much at all tonight. So the basic concept of the story would be that he has to learn to live with these creatures in his life. The way that you have to learn to accept some of your mental health problems. haven't drawn a lizard before, so this is new to me. Maybe his tail's coming around under his nose. Make his ear a bit bigger. Annoying him, like making him feel guilty, essentially, reminding him of things he's got to do. And for anxiety, I had a worm. I was thinking like a creepy giant worm. That's still up in the air, but my idea with an anxiety creature is that they come particularly at night and tell the main character things, or make him think about things, you know? Earwig. Oh, that's creepy. I don't want him actually getting in the ear, but yeah, an earwig's much more something. Don't know. And the wombat could just sit on him and not move. Could be like the COVID in your body. Sorry, that's really mean. So just then, I don't know if you noticed, but I felt like the lizard's hand was sort of a bit too like that, when it's going to be sitting on this guy's forehead, which is sort of coming forward. So I needed to lift it a bit so it went on the angle. I think I'll just get stuck into the colouring. Actually, where are the lizard's nostrils? Okay. It was squinty eyes, and you set me up for that. Wow, that is bright. I want it that bright. Oh. What color should Bordeaux be? I'm going to do a sort of generally blue scene, I think, because I like my blues. Red, hey? Oops. No, that's not what I want. Oh. Deep red and hot pink. You know what? Let's do both. ¿Por qué los dos? It's supposed to be his foot, but soft and hard shell tacos. Typical El Stevo. Pleasing everybody. No, I reserve the right to change it at any time, so tough. If I do. But I like the idea of a deep red. That's good. Might make the background a bit more green then, because I love those colours together. Sort of a turquoise and a red. Tacos on Woolworths. Oops, why do I keep doing that? Tacos from Woolworths. Didn't even know they did that. You know, I often find drawing like a weird shaped pentagram, upside down pentagram, for eyes works better than trying to draw round shapes. Like if you draw a sort of, like you start a pentagram like that, but then you make it squished in at the bottom, it's actually a good shape for an eye. And then if you've got the iris kind of thing, and you know, pieces and stuff, it works really well. Anyway, that's my my little tip. Uh-oh. My drink's empty. Might have to stop and get something soon. Stop for a refill. So my knees are healing up pretty well. They're just really slow. I knew you were all concerned. Yeah, so that's been fun. Also going to tell you another tip. Those bits there always seem dark. In there, it doesn't matter if you're shining a light up or down. I always feel like that bit's dark. I think I'm gonna actually have the main light going from underneath actually this time. I think it might make it a bit more dramatic. Excuse me. I don't know, I feel like, hang on, let's do a little test. So obviously you get, it's dark in there, right? When you've got the light above. But even when you've got it below, it still gets dark in there. Yeah, this bit lights up. but still in here. Unless it's on the side. It's actually a good reference. Let's use it. Interesting to consider how the nose makes a shadow as well. What else? Oops. That was a fun experiment, wasn't it? I always have a hard time with creatures when they have different tones on their body. That's not what I want. This, yeah. You've just got to, because you've got to think about, yeah, it might be lighter, but it might be in shadow, so how does that affect it? Maybe I just overthink that. Because everything seems to come out alright. Actually, maybe I'll do a shadow. Maybe I'll do a shadow layer. Yeah, anything that's kind of, I think the word's iridescent is difficult as well. Like, you know, mother of pearl, like it's got that shine to it, but it's not actually part of the color. I don't know, it's weird. Okay, what about the... Oh, it's not there. Stop it. What about the gecko's eye? Maybe you should have hot pink spots. Let's export, actually. Oops, I accidentally saved that twice. Export selected. Save. Cool. Yeah, maybe he's got spots more than... patches. Hi parents. How are you going? Power's back on, so that's good to know. Whoops. So category is, I had this idea for a, I don't know, a series maybe, or I don't know, maybe I'll do an animated movie, who knows. But about this guy who has all these animals in his life that essentially represent his mental his mental state, or something about his mental state. And one of them that came to mind specifically was a lizard that represents boredom or unmotivation or something like that. So that's what I'm drawing tonight. I sort of got this whole idea brewing about a whole series, but I don't know. I'm just happy to do this one tonight. I was feeling, I don't know, bit low, bit out of sorts, and I feel like it's always good to art myself out of these places. No, not melancholy. I think boredom is the closest thing. I think, for it to represent. But not in a not in a lazy way. So it's more about motivation. It's like the demotivating lizard or something. Uh, how do I make a lizard look down when it's got a... That's pretty good. Acedia or Acadia? Or Achidia? Ah, what am I drawing on? The wrong layer, that's what you're drawing on. Oops. Oh well. Ah, interesting. Looking a bit creepy without his irises. I might need to add them in. Okay, that's good. Good to know what it's called. No. Getting a model to pose for one of these streams soon. Yeah, but I'll keep you updated with that as that eventuates. Don't worry. Those are some good eyes. You're doing some good eyes. Yeah, I think is 3 too many? Yeah, it's too many. Yeah, that's better. Then I could do the same to the gecko, maybe. Hi. Might try the old trick of doing the opposite shading. What that does is it makes it feel like the light is shining through it and you're getting the actual reflection on the top rather than it's a different story. think so. Actually, I might just block in his shirt. You know how I've spoken about how you buffering. Is that still a thing? You can see how his chin was coming out too far there. What's going on there? So I feel like his neck's a bit thin. Just... And I think there should be more shadows going on. So maybe it should be lighter. Actually, I want to do a bit of scruff. What? You mean this isn't original at all? I mean, I knew it wasn't that original, but I've read that too. It's probably in my mind somewhere. Come on, take a brush. And Maybe I'm just paying homage to C.S. Lewis. Didn't mean for this to be a full beard, but looks like it's going in that direction. That's better actually, it makes his mustache stick out more. Please, I love random questions. I hate sitting here having to talk to myself. Should I get a drink first? You've been watching too much TikTok. Cheapest favorite useful thing. Useful or useless? I'm gonna assume useful. I feel like there's something, but can I get back to you? Does anybody else watching have a cheapest, most favorite / useful thing that you own? I'll let you think about it while I just quickly recharge my drink. cheapest, most useful thing. Actually, you know, I think I know what it is. I mean, it's pretty typical, but I bought, so firstly I bought this little clamp for my phone. For, I think it was 15 bucks at JB. It's got a little stand at the back, so you can essentially put your phone in there and then just sit it down, and it's got a little stand. Oops, sorry, It's also got a screw in there, so you can screw it onto your tripod. And I bought this selfie stick tripod. And I can just screw my clamp onto there. It came with a clamp, but I like this one better. And it's a tripod and a selfie stick. I think I got it from Kmart. I think it was, I don't know, 20 bucks or something. I feel like that's not as fun though. That's a bit too useful. A pair of secateurs. Here you go. Oops. I haven't taken off my glove yet. Oh. Alright, let's give this gecko some shape. Maybe I will shade him with some dark purples. I feel like the question should be, what's the cheapest thing that brings you the most joy? I actually don't have an answer for that, but I feel like you'd get more intriguing answers. What are you wanting? Are you wanting to find out our password prompts? Reset prompts? What's the street you grew up on and your first pet's name? Most expensive item I own that isn't technology. And not a house, I'm guessing. Most expensive thing I own. Can it be an appliance? No, that's technology. Your dogs. Collectible item. I don't have something that's expensive, but I have something that's quite rare. And it's sort of one of my prized possessions. It's a comic book that was rare vinyls. I have a little A5 comic book that was released with the Sonic the Hedgehog games, the original Mega Drive games, or Genesis games. And I think there's only one issue, but it tells the story of how Sonic turned blue. And so it's got Sonic before he turned blue in it. And he's just this like brown hedgehog, and his spikes are all individual. But my sister gave it to me when I was younger because she worked for Sega and got me all this amazing cool stuff. And so I got it for free, and now I think it's worth, I don't know, $500 or something. Last time I looked. What are your rare vinyls, Dad? And how much are they worth? So Sonic was friends with this scientist, and he was helping this scientist do tests and stuff because he was fast. So he was running as fast as he could on this machine, and it exploded, and the explosion had, I don't know, electromagnetic radiation or something, and turned Sonic blue and made his spikes kind of stick together. But it also turned the scientist into Dr. Robotnik, or Dr. Eggman, who's Sonic's nemesis. So essentially they were friends before, you know, everything happened. But that canon is out the window now, well and truly. I think. Because it's never mentioned in any of the new shows or anything. And especially not mentioned in the movie, God. The movie was just... I don't want to talk about the movie. Oh, sorry. Was it you who said you had rare vinyls? Sorry. I don't know why I read that as my dad. Alright, sorry. Eggman Tash. Yeah, that's right. Whole family's here tonight. So, what are your rare vinyls, Della? I don't think I want it to go that low, actually. Oh, cool. That sounds exciting. BGE. Cool. And how much are they worth? Do you know? Feeling like I want to get some background happening. The only other expensive stuff I have is probably my artwork, but that's not really, I didn't buy that, I made it. So it's not the same. Wow. cool. Blurring out the background. Might do circles this time. Feels kind of right. Thanks, Dave. Okay, so let's get. I feel like this paw. No, this. Oh my goodness! What's the hand of a? Oh, look. I grew up. I grew up with tomato sauce in the pantry, but then when I read the bottle and it said refrigerate after opening, I started using the refrigerator because that's what they told me to do. And I didn't want my tomato sauce to go up. It's looking pretty good, I think. Thank you. I'm so glad I passed. You could pass. Oh, thank you. So are you looking up some icebreaker questions? Because I could go more. Or are these the prompts that it asks you on Tinder? What did I have for dinner? I had a burger because I wanted it. I don't need to give you a reason. I'm an adult. Yeah, I had a burger because I wanted a burger. Yeah, jam in the fridge. One thing I will never do is I shouldn't say never, because I might get old and decide that I want it, but I won't put honey in the fridge. I remember Pa used to do that so that it didn't slide off his toast. And I still think that's wrong. Did I jiggle when I said it? Or are you just exaggerating it? Yeah, far away. I'm the best husband material, don't worry. I'll pass all these tests. Sorry, I'm just being cocky now. Promite or Vegemite? Oh, yum! I want some massaman. Wow, Della, Promite. I love Promite. I still like Vegemite, but I would go Promite over Vegemite any day of the week. Promite and avocado. Amazing. Why has he got a lump there? I don't think geckos have a tail this long, but I don't care. Sorry, I missed that one. My next question is, share a food combo that you enjoy that others would think is strange. Vegemite and golden syrup. You're right, I do think that's strange. Peanut butter and tomato sauce. Yuck. Peanut butter and gherkin? Isn't there? I'll leave you to reveal what that is. There you go. Peanut butter and banana. I don't know where that came from. Where did that come from? I don't know what mine would be, actually. It is nice, but it's just like a mush. Peanut butter and ginger marmalade. I'm trying to think of a combo that I have that's weird. I don't know. My working memory isn't that great. I need to think about things. Sort of guessing how this shadow would play out, but I think I'm kind of right. That looks good. This is all looking good, actually. I'm really pleased with how this is going. I'm enjoying the questions too. Maybe I should bring questions to the next one. I feel like actually this side there should be more of a lid happening. Yeah, maybe actually more like or maybe it should be more rounded. Yeah, that's probably better. Which means the eye might need to expand a little bit. Much better. I'm well, my brothers and sisters were quite into music, so I sort of inherited a lot of the stuff from them. But I think it was ATB. I think it was ATB's album, actually, his first album. But my first sort of music that I remembered really enjoying was, like, pop music, was Frente. But that was my sister's album. Sister Act soundtrack. Actually, you know, I probably would have bought soundtrack to the piano, I imagine. Or maybe someone bought that for me because I was really into it. Aw, that's so cute. Yeah, I loved Frente, and I loved Ricky Nelson, of course, Mum. Though I don't know that I got into much of his other stuff. Like, all I knew really was You Can't Please Everyone. That's the classic, which I love. But I don't really know much of his other stuff. Maybe I should look him up. I have Can't Please Everyone on one of my playlists. On my golden oldie playlists. Ring My Bell by Colette. Yes. Because you played it too much. Have you seen the Oh, hang on, is it Colette? No. What was Colette's other hit? You know, of the two that she had. Oh, no, I'm thinking of, I just remembered what it was. It was not Colette, it was, I can't remember her name, but the song was I Think We're Alone Now. What was her name? Cannot bring it to my mind. Can I just say on a note of drawing, there is a certain, even when you're trying to illustrate something like this, Tiffany, that's the one. There's a great doco called I Think We're Alone Now. What was I saying? I tend to like to find certain things, like, or I've learnt to, like this whole paw area. When I drew the sketch, I didn't know what was happening there, essentially. But I think, like, chucking colours in and seeing where it goes and finding the shapes as you go is actually really helpful, because you suddenly, there'll be a point where you actually start just seeing the shape and you're like, oh, there it is. Anyway, that's something to think about. I think it's something that a lot of artists do, but they don't talk about that much. Wow, it's a bit of trivia. So the documentary called I Think We're Alone Now is about two Tiffany fans, one of whom is autistic and the other who is transgender, and it's both their stories, but they meet at a certain event. They're like super diehard fans, and it's really fascinating. Actually, maybe it's three fans. Oh, I can't remember. It's good anyway. How good do these eyes look? Right? I feel like this is a bit like there's something that could be maybe a tiny little shine like that. Yeah, maybe, but maybe in his color. No. Brighter. Maybe here. Something cool about that. I'm like, how cool do the eyes look? And then I go about changing them. I think I'm gonna actually deepen the eyes a bit more. Just by adding some darker edges to them. So they really feel like they're popping out. You know? Also, thank you, Della, for your lovely comment. I'm glad people enjoy watching the process, because I enjoy the process, and it's kind of fun for me doing it with people watching, because I mean it's a little bit nerve-wracking as well, but there's something about it that is kind of cool as well, because I'm forced to talk. Not forced to, but I do talk, and I think that helps me. It can help me explain why I'm doing things, so then I get a better understanding of why I do it. Essentially, like the best the best way to learn is to teach, right? That's the old phrase, and I hate cliched phrases, but it's, you know, it's true. Also, the streams for me help me, it forces me to keep making art, which I think is important. Because too often I can get a lizard on my head telling me that I'm bored with this, and I should just move on to something else. But sometimes it's not, sometimes I'm not over it, I'm not bored with it. And I just need to find something else that gets my motivation up. Like tonight, I didn't know what I was going to do, but I did have this idea of this story, and so I thought, why not do it? And so here I am, chatting to you all, lovely people, and creating another artwork instead of just, I don't know, laying around watching Superstore or horror movies or something. Yeah, it's like a I won't say passive accountability, but you know, it's not like you're forcing me to do this. It's actually just me that's forcing it. But because there's a little bit of expectation and responsibility, it does make me accountable. Oh, there's this new app which I really want to get, but I'm scared that I'll get obsessed with it. It essentially helps you paint murals. So you can use a photo and then have the camera set up. So you need to have two devices. I don't know if I can be bothered explaining this. Essentially, you have a camera. So you have one device that's a camera pointed at your wall, and on the device you overlay your picture that you want to put on the wall. So then you've got your camera has the overlay on it, and then you use your other device to connect to this one that's being the camera, and you can see the feed from that. So you can see yourself in the camera, and you can paint on the wall, and you can see the large picture. Does that make sense? Anyway, it's essentially, I think it's essentially like a concept that has been around for a while, course, but it's just a new way to use it. I think it's really clever. I could easily get obsessed with trying to make murals. And clearly I got obsessed with telling you all just then. And the lizard is getting around my head right now about this. Yeah, it's like a projector, but without the projector, and I suppose using things that you've already got in your pocket. What made me think of it is I like to paint while looking at this reference, but I'm painting on the screen, so I'm not really concentrating on the fine detail. I'm concentrating on how it looks in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, I knew you'd find that fascinating. I think this should... Actually, I think his ear should come out a bit, like it's being squished by the lizard's thing. So yeah, I'm kind of getting over this right now. So what I'm going to do is change it up a little bit. So I was planning to do a backlight, but maybe, I'm not sure if I want to do it coming from the left or coming from the right. Ah, no, sorry, I'm gonna fix up his neck. It's a bit average. Look at that. Would anybody like a Malteser? It's so dumb though, because I'm not. Sorry, I just saw all the comments. Yeah. I don't know, I only think of hems with trousers though. It's a bit weird. Oops. That's true. Like, it's already been 2 hours and I haven't finished though. I like to have a goal. My favourite artist, Angry Miko, did a stream recently where he used watercolour style and I just loved it. And it kind of inspired me to try it, but I haven't done a very good job so far. So where are we at? Let's just tidy up this a little bit. Fix it. So let's do some highlight, some backlight, rim light, whatever you want to call it. Let's go with a nice green. The bottom of his beard needs a trim. Well, we'll wait till I see this. Trying to give some texture to the light on the gecko. I think it might help. Would the light go this far? Why not? Why not? In fact, maybe this should be bigger. Yeah, I like that. I'm catching a bit of his mustache. Even here, is that too much? No, That's too much. Too far. You know, sometimes I think like maybe I've gone too far with light, but I always love it. I mean, that's kind of ridiculous that it's easier to play with stuff. It's a bit better. Yeah, it's better. Still a bit cartoony, but not too much. Just wanted to carve out that shadow there so I could get this kind of thing happening on the collar. I think it helps when you're doing backlight not to think of it in shapes rather than just a line around it. Like it's that, I mean, I suppose specifically that's a rim light, but it's two-dimensional and the light's not hitting it like that. However, if I'm doing stuff here, it might be more subtle because it's sort of coming around the back of it. Actually, that's really cool. I like that. Where else can I do that? Maybe grab a fairly larger brush, maybe that size, make it really low opacity, and then bring in some of the subsurface scattering. Oh, I think I've gone might go a bit more pink. But maybe a bit smaller. You can see, especially, so I find that especially around where things are, when there's shadow from another light. So here on his cheek, he's got a shadow from the main light, but then this harsh light hitting from the back. So it kind of feels nice to have this sort of warmth of his blood coming through, in a sense. And I've deliberately made it a bit more pink because I love pink. And I feel like it stylizes it more. So there you go. Now his hair, I want to do a sort of obvious something. I'm gonna leave it soon. Gives it more texture and less... Yeah, that's cool. More texture and less 2D-ishness. It's interesting, actually, the concept of a lot of inking techniques is to use, because you're just using black and white, to use the black to add texture. I think the same is true of light. Like, you should really use it to add texture. Like how sort of Bucky does some of the stuff on the actual guy, on the skin, because he wouldn't be that bumpy. His skin wouldn't be that bumpy, or maybe it is. Also gives you a chance to move it around a bit with the smudging, and you can give things a soft edge. So, like, you know, I might want a hard edge there, but soft edge on the inside. I'm getting sick of my own voice. I'm gonna be naughty, and I think I am gonna add some highlights here. I think it helps it to show how far his nose is sticking out, because your brain goes, oh, it's getting hit by this light, so it must be closer to me. That's a theory I have, which is mine. And then maybe that'd be a bit I don't know if I'm getting too into it now. I like it. I think it's definitely going in the right direction. The ear looks a bit too, I think it needs to be moved back a bit. pretty good. All right, let's call it a night, shall we? I think I might still post this. Even though I don't feel like it's 100% finished. I think wouldn't mind getting it out. I really like it though. I'll do a replay, shall I? Whoops, wrong brush. Too big. What am I doing? Yeah, let's do a replay. Maybe. Just one more thing. Just one more thing. All right, let's export a video full length. Playback, playback. Save. Here we go. There's me drawing the face. Interesting how the nose is like at the base when you're facing forward of the sphere. Also interesting how whenever I make myself look older, I look like Dad. There was my eye thing. See, look how terrible it's looking right now. But if you just keep going at it, should I zoom it in a bit? Yeah. Isn't it crazy that you can just have an idea and then make it. Sounds like I'm high, but I'm not. I think this is where I fix up that shadow from the tail. On the shirt. Oops, sorry. Sorry, I'll get back to the shirt. Ah! Sorry, where was up to here? Sorry. It's a shirt down the bottom. I reckon I should add some of that vibrant red and pinky colour on the lizard. Just to make him feel a bit more fleshy and that's it. Thanks for watching. It was so nice having you all here. Even though I didn't advertise or anything. Whoops. Yeah, look at that. Maybe I'll do some texture with that too. See, it makes him feel like he's got this blood going through his veins. Doesn't it? Sure does, Steve. Okay. Thanks for watching. I hope you had a lovely evening. I will see you next Wednesday, hopefully. No worries, I loved answering the questions. I think the questions are really good. I feel like I should implement that into every stream somehow. Maybe with the wheel? Maybe I could do the wheel with questions. It could be fun. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Bye.